Hey everyone, hope you guys are doing good. So I'm doing this live session after a while and it's good to be back. Hi Sachin, hi Shiva. Wow, great to see all you guys here. So today's live session is with Fur Fox. They are a non-profit organization tending to strays and they're based in Calcutta. And I'm here to basically spread awareness in terms of how they help stray animals, how they rescue them. So if you're watching this live, please feel free to share this information, donate if you'd like to, and help the needy. Wow. Okay, I'm just gonna check if they're here and we can get started. Okay. Well, they should be here in a bit. If you guys have any questions, please shoot in and we'll try to answer. Hi Preeti. எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? Yeah, there they are. No, Aditya, I'm not married. The world would know if I am or the day I get married.
Hello.
Hi guys. How are you all? Thank you so much for joining in. Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah.
How are you guys
There was
doing?
some
Thank you
internet
so
glitch.
much for joining in.
Thank you for doing this for us, actually.
We are fine. How
No,
are you?
Of course, I had to do. You all are doing such an amazing job. Like, it's such a good cause. So, of course, I had to, share this with my audience.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so let's get started. Tell me, how did your journey start? How did Fur Fox began altogether?
We started actually back in 2017. We started
Okay.
as a group of friends. We took out 100 from our pocket and we used to treat the animals in distress. We used to rehabilitate animals. We used to feed them, and that was all.
We actually were all students, so we decided to pitch in $100 every month, and
Wow.
we decided to do something to help the strays in need. So from there, actually, it grew slowly, and after that, today here we have almost 100+ members in Fur
Wow.
Fox.
And how many of you all started? Like, how many what was the number in your
We
group?
started with around 5 to 6 people maximum.
And you grew to 100 in about 3 to 4 years.
Right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
We got our registration in last year, 2020.
Okay.
Our registration is for 1 year only.
Okay. Wow.
And before that, we used to work as a group of friends. That was it.
And this is all that you guys do. You all have like basically all your time, effort goes into this, rescuing and helping animals.
Yeah.
Wow. And what is it that exactly Fur Fox does? Can you explain it to us?
We actually start from the basics. We try to cater the animals by feeding, obviously, then vaccinations, then animal birth control programs, then rescue, adoptions. Like everything
Wow.
is it's all chained all together. So it's a process as a whole.
Okay. And what would your statistics be in terms of vaccination and rescuing animals?
In terms of rescues, we have almost
1,000+.
rescued 1,000+ animals.
We have rescued so far.
Wow. And vaccinations, we started 2 years back, and till now we have already completed about 3,000+ vaccinations, including cats and dogs.
So every week, every month, you would have animals that you have to cater to.
Yes, sorry.
It would be an every week thing. Every week, every month, you have enough. Obviously, I'm sure there are lots of strays. You're in India, so your hands must be tied, right? Like every week, every
Yeah. Actually, it happens every day. Every day, this whole thing takes place every day, as we get like multiple calls from all across West Bengal actually. So accordingly, obviously, still we are not enough to cater all the animals in need, obviously, and that's
Yeah,
the
of course not. Yeah.
helplessness feeling, yeah.
So
But
then
still, we are trying.
how do you guys manage, as in, because you guys are one place and animals are all over, right? Like if it's very distant, how do you guys manage to rescue an animal who is far from you?
We get calls in our helpline number, so we allocate the volunteers according to the location. So they reach the location. If the animal needs to be shifted to a shelter, they shift them with an ambulance. Or if the animal needs an immediate attention there, they treat them there. That is it.
So you said you have about 100 odd people. Are they all
Yes.
like spread out, or they all work
Yes.
from
Yeah,
one place?
no,
Spread
no.
out.
No, they are spread all over Kolkata. Actually.
That's the
That's what
main thing. Like
helps.
in shelter, actually we have all the members all together over there only. Whereas in
Okay.
our case, like our members are spread all over the West Bengal actually, and
Okay.
they just attend the cases over there in their locality.
Right.
Okay. What are the, like, if I could ask, what are the challenges that you face? Like, if you have to tell me some 2, 3, key challenges that you guys face on day-to-day basis, what would that be?
Actually, the people over here are less aware that the strays needs attention. They are also not aware that medicine exists for them. They are not aware that doctors are there for them. They think
Sorry,
that
I
they're
didn't get you. Who's not aware? What?
the people here, the local peoples here.
Yeah.
They are
Okay.
not aware totally. They beat the animals. They threw hot water on them. They
Like
these are the
there are many kind of challenges actually. Beginning from we try to get proper funding obviously, and then the social awareness, like people generally just consider the strays as nuisance, like they are making the streets dirty and they are not helping us in any way. Like they have very less knowledge about coexistence, I guess.
Yeah,
So
that's very true.
that's one of the,
Coexistence doesn't exist in our,
yeah,
we feel humans, we own this planet, we own our, this earth, and we just
exactly,
don't let anybody,
yeah,
especially these strays, live peacefully. Yeah.
yeah.
And there's so much, animal abuse happening with social media. We see so many videos going on here, like, somebody's throwing a dog from like the terrace, somebody's, it's tied up and then being pulled away. So how do you deal with these and this animal abuse?
we try to educate the people that they are also the lives. They need attention. They need
How do you
food. They need
educate them?
water.
How do you
we
educate?
go door to door at sometimes. We go door to
Wow.
door. Suppose we get a call that this area has a maximum animal abuse. We visit the area. We try
Try
to
to educate
interact with the
them, yeah.
people and make them learn that there are laws which protect them and so on.
And also
Does it
like
work?
one of
Does
like
it work?
I guess that only works because
That only
here
works.
the legal system is not at all supportive. Like in India, basically, with the legal support against animal cruelty, that's very, very like negligible. People are like police officers and all, they're like very
Very
reluctant
reluctant.
about animal cruelty and stuff.
They don't
Obviously,
feel like it's a very
yeah,
important issue
important.
to address.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if you kill an animal, you have to pay a fine just of rupees 25, and you can get out of the jail. It is
Really?
still a non.
25
Yes,
rupees if you kill an animal?
it is as low as that amount, and it is always a bailable offense.
That's very sad. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the major issue. And in case of like while educating them and stuff, I guess uh, we go over there and while we talk and we actually threaten them about these legal things and stuff, then only they understand it and they like and also like when they see us, like I have gone to various places where we are feeding or something. So there are people who are like, no, don't feed them here. They actually make this place dirty and stuff. But those people only when they see us every day, we go over there and feed them. So they also feel like a kind of attachment, like, okay, we should also give them. Or, when we don't go over there, they actually feel, okay, the strays are actually hungry, I guess. So
So you
this is
lead by
something,
example.
yeah,
Yes, right.
exactly.
Yeah.
This is a very
Nice.
long
Very
process.
nice. Wow, very nice. So that basically just seeing a person, behave well with an animal can change that
Yeah,
thought in
exactly.
like in the person's mind. Great. And tell me about this COVID situation. Did that impact a lot in terms of your work?
It
Uh,
had a very positive effect also. Our organization grew in this pandemic, and also there were many negative aspects like we didn't have anyone to attend to a case. We didn't have any shelters running. We
because
didn't
the
have any.
transportation,
The
there was
transports
nothing.
were all off. The members couldn't visit the place where the animal is suffering.
They
Also.
couldn't travel. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, there were
Do
challenges,
you
but
feel
in
that
this pandemic,
during COVID, sorry, but do you feel that during COVID, that animal abuse or whatever it went down because people were not on the street so much, or it was
Yeah,
the same?
not exactly animal abuse, but obviously the accidents. It
yes,
went down a lot, and obviously while we went, like during the full lockdown, we were feeding the strays every day,
Wow.
and their behavior on the streets was completely changed. Obviously, they felt
They were
more
happier.
free.
they were much
Exactly,
happier.
Not being bothered
running
by
across the street.
humans. Yeah, nice. Okay, amazing. And so tell me about, because you need money, right, to do whatever that you're doing.
Right.
There's so much funding that would be required. How do you guys manage that? What is your source of funding for this?
We depend mainly on the crowdfundings, and we have the members who donate voluntarily to us, and we both also give something of our income in this organization to run. This is the basic sources of the income, and if we attend the accident case, or if we attend any kind of scenario, we ask the people to give us some donations so that we can buy the medicines, or we can hire an ambulance, or we can pay the shelter charge. This is how we run basically.
What would be an approximate expense, I would if I can ask you, monthly expense that you guys need for to cater to everything: accidents, food, rescue operations, etc.?
20,000.
The expense varies monthly. If we have around 100 cases per month, you can calculate. For one case we need, suppose for an accident case, we need around medicines of 2000 to treat that animal. So if we get 100 accident cases in a month, so it will be around 2 lakhs. So this ratio varies always. Yeah, in the lockdown situation, the expenses were really high because the transportation was totally off. Transportation, the
The cars
private,
which were
right,
available, they were like charging very, very
very
high
much, very much.
for the minimum transportation. So yeah, that's the issue.
And okay, wow. And apart from this, like like don't like adopt strays and don't shop, because I believe that Indian people prefer adopting or buying your foreign breeds. So can you elaborate on that concept a bit? Like, how would you encourage people, and what do you have to say, because you are constantly in with interaction with these strays, right, who need shelter for that matter?
Yeah,
uh,
exactly.
Uh, we actually say them that uh, these Indian breeds are more economical. They are made for the streets. They are more immunogenic to any disease. They they need little of the maintenance, but the breed dogs need much maintenance. Their mane, their medicine costs are very high. Their foods foods are
And
very
the
costly.
main issue with the like foreign breeds or something, so they actually, first of all, they are not suitable for this climate.
Right.
So people need to understand that which breed is suitable for this climate and which breed is not.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
when you actually go to a pet shop and buy like fancy looking soft toy kind of an animal, so obviously you treat them like a toy. So that's why there are so much high amount of abandonment cases. So people are, when it's growing old or it's actually affected to some chronic disease or something, they're actually throwing them off because at that point we cannot take care of it. There is
So you're
whole
even abandoning, people are even abandoning those pets, like foreign
Yes,
breeds,
yes.
eventually when they're not able to take care.
yeah,
Yes, yes.
obviously. And about like adopting a stray in an Indian stray, obviously I'll say like they have very high like immunity, obviously, and they are made for this climate. they like
They're easy to train.
yeah,
They're very easy to train.
and like above all, basically when you actually see a cute puppy on the street and it's actually needing a shelter, I guess there is nothing more human to that, like when you actually adopt and take that puppy to your home. So obviously people should come forward to adopt, and because if people don't come forward to adopt, we are facing this problem right now also. Like since like past 1 month actually, our adoption has gone a bit low,
Okay.
successful adoptions. So that's why like we are facing some troubles regarding rescuing more animals, because the space is obviously limited. Like we
Yeah.
cannot keep rescuing
When
animals
you
and provide
keep,
them
yeah,
shelter.
yeah.
So obviously I would try to make people understand this very much, that it's very very important that you adopt. Like
Also, the strays come for free. Why would you buy a dog? You would just go out and take a stray to your home.
when you're
These are
actually
free.
willing to actually give a life.
And what what motivates you every time when you do this? What is it that fills your heart up, that and it makes you want to keep going and doing this that you're doing?
Obviously the successful recoveries, like when we go and attend a case and we see a particular animal like recovering from a very terrible condition and to a very healthy animal, so there is no such like comparison like which can actually relate to it, the happiness that we feel from it. And obviously
The adoption.
the successful adoptions, like there are many such cases when we have rescued the particular kitten or puppy from the streets, and after adoption they are now living a very lavish life, and they actually have their Instagram pages, and like
Wow.
they have pretty much more followers than our own page. So
It's like
that's it.
it's like adopting a kid, literally, for people who are like
Yeah.
dog lovers. I don't think it's just a pet for them. It's as good as a family member. So yeah,
Exactly.
having done that, I think it's like a very good deed.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously, another thing, like we have attended many paralyzed animal cases. All right, so here people actually know about us. Like we are actually pretty much experienced about paralyzed kittens and dog rescue cases. So when we actually see them, when we actually see a paralyzed animal being able to walk again and live and run freely, I guess that's a big, big inspiration for us.
Wow. So this must be taking all your time, I'm assuming. Like this is
A
something
lot.
that this is
The whole
all that. Yeah. And what
Yeah.
animals, like cats and dogs, other than
Cats
this,
and
is
dogs
it
mainly.
mainly would be
Because
this?
in city area, we don't actually get like other cattle or something. So it's mostly cats and dogs.
Plus, they suffer the most.
Sorry?
The cats and dogs suffers the most in the street.
Because they're on the street. Huh?
And what is it, and like what made you guys start this? I mean, yeah, love for animals, but what is it that was like, okay, no, we need to, you got that call, like awakening or a call that, oh no, we need to do this, we need to help these stray animals. Like, who out of you guys, or what was that turning point to start this for Fox?
For us, I'll say like we had pretty different plans. Obviously, if I start talking about things, how we used to plan our lives like 4 to 5 years back, then obviously we had different plans. We had career aspects like what I want to become, what he wanted to become. But obviously, our fate was not so much inclined towards us or favorable towards us. So I don't know how, like we got carried away to that direction in some magical way. Like when we used to do, we were in our masters, we were doing our masters. So we used to contribute more of our time to like attending cases, attending any injured animals. All right, so this started since then only, and it somehow got channelized. Like we formed the group, and it happened. Like this is the only thing that actually became very favorable towards us.
It's your purpose. You guys found your purpose,
Exactly.
like
I
helping.
think, yeah, that was our destiny. Like this is our destiny. Whatever is planned. Like we planned many things, but nothing actually.
But I think you're the happiest doing this. I feel you feel most content doing this
Yeah.
that you're doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like maybe we cannot feed our own bodies, but we are feeding our souls. Definitely.
Wow, very nice. Very nice, very nice. So if you have some message to share, with the audience, what would you like to tell them? And yeah.
Yeah, I guess obviously please adopt more indie strays and stray animals. Please take care of animal birth control because still it's also like a taboo in India and people actually don't know much about animal birth control. You actually need to take care of the animal birth control at least in your locality. Uh, Please be more like empathetic towards the animals that are coexisting with you. They are not just nuisance and they're not just here to make the streets dirty. They're obviously dependent on us, and that's why these stray animals have become a part of the society. And they are not wild animals. So that's why
They
we are all,
coexist with us.
yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Yeah.
We are
And if you
independent
cannot,
on each other.
sorry.
Yeah, I'm saying like we are dependent on each other actually.
Yeah. And if you cannot adopt due to any reasons, just be human towards them. And,
Right.
at least you can feed them. You can feed,
Right.
cats or dogs who are around your locality. Not abuse them. Don't treat them badly. At least these are the things that people who cannot adopt and bring them home can at least do, as humans,
Yeah,
I believe.
exactly. Yeah.
And what are your upcoming plans?
Upcoming plans, like the main targets will be getting an ambulance and getting a proper big shelter, like shelter of our dream. So
How
that
many animals can you shelter at the moment?
at the moment
We don't have our shelter. We keep the animals in our home.
we actually foster them.
We actually
So
foster them.
Wow. So that like your
He
family
has
is super
around 10 to
supportive, I'm
15
assuming,
cats.
because it won't be like one or two. I'm sure there are like more than
Yes.
that.
yeah. I have 10 cats, 10 or more than cats actually.
Wow.
So
So all
I have 7
like
cats
everybody,
and
all the employees are fostering few
yeah,
animals at
not
home
all.
until they're adopted. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Most of them. Wow. That's amazing. Yeah.
we just want to have our own shelter in near future and an ambulance. That is the main thing.
And you
We are
have
training a farm.
tie up with your vets and doctors, like
Yeah.
basically to
Yeah,
treat them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they also
mean-
like they help you. They do it pro bono, or you need to like pay for
No,
that.
there are a number of vets who treats us for free, and there are
Okay.
vets also who charges us, but it's a very nominal amount. If we take an Indian stray cat or a dog, they charge a very nominal amount. Rest of them just treats us for free. They also give us medicines, the sample medicines and all, the food.
Okay.
Vets are very supportive.
Very nice, very nice. This is an amazing job that you guys are doing, and I wish you all the luck. And to my audience, whoever is watching this, guys, please, you can go on to their page. They have all the information related to, stray animals and how they help them. And if you can, please try and donate. They need an ambulance and a shelter. And in whatever way we can help, I think that'll be really, really great. So thank you guys. And you guys are doing amazing, and I wish you all the luck.
Thank you so much.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.